Hey YouTube, this is your Yahoo Weeps. I hope everyone is doing well. I am just going to be talking about frustration for a little bit. I just was dealing with something that you have to deal with in life, where I am having some problems with things, and I'm talking to a customer service representative, very nice person, very frustrating situation. It's not the customer service representative's fault, so I really shouldn't take my anger out on them because that wouldn't be cool because that's just being an ass. But I have a lot of frustration with this situation, and it made me start to think about, well, it's not the person that I'm talking to, it's not their fault, so I can't be an ass to them, otherwise I'm just being an ass. And I mean, you're just being a jerk, you know? It's like, if you're just being an ass and just being a jerk, then you're just being crap. And who wants to just be crap? I mean, isn't there enough of that in this world already? I mean, I look around and I see plenty. So, so I'm dealing with that, and then I go, well, I can't take it on them, and I go, well, there's other people that are responsible, and I trace back responsibility. I mean, they have people over them who are responsible, but there's people over them who are responsible, and you can even say, well, you can go all the way back to the people that are supposed to be the leaders. And they're supposed to be like in charge of making things better, which is kind of bunk anyways, because what one person can fix all of this crap? That's wrong. No one person can do it. One person can be responsible for claiming to be in such a position and claiming to be that authority. But if they were honest and if they had character, they would say, no, I can't. No one person can do that. That's impossible. To place any one person in that kind of position is ridiculous. Nobody should be looking to just one person as the one that's going to fix all of the many things that are wrong, say with society, say in a country, say, I mean, even with like a big group, you know, it's made up of people, and there's no one person in this life, in this world, that can fix it. And so I trace back the responsibility, and I go, well, the responsibility goes further back in that one person, further back than the leader who's not capable of fixing things, even if they're claiming to. It's ridiculous. Where do I trace back responsibility? Well, why are things the way they are? Why are things the way they are in this world, in my life? Everything. I mean, including, you know, dealing with a frustrating situation and customer service, and it's not their fault, and you shouldn't take it out on them because that's just being an ass. Whose responsibility? The creator. But everything the creator does is right. So when he allows evil and hardship and suffering and misery and difficulty and all of it, he's right in doing so. He's correct. He's morally right in doing so. Because he's doing it not just because he's sadistic and psychotic and malevolent and all that crap. He's doing it to build us, and they're tools to build us, even when people are tortured to death. I mean, I don't understand that completely, but I know that this life is not the end, so you can't just say, oh, their life ended in being tortured to death. Well, that's not the end of them. They're going to continue because this life is not their end. If this life was all there was, then maybe you'd have a good case for that. But since this life is not all there is, then you're not justified to judge the creator. No one is. Nobody is in the position to judge the creator for multiple reasons. That's just one of them. But ultimately, the responsibility goes back to him, and he does no wrong, so you can't blame him. He can't be blamed. If you do, you end up looking like a fool. It ends up coming back to you, and you're going to have to eventually go, I was wrong, you were right, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said the things that I said, I feel like a fool, on top of all the crap that was going wrong, now I feel like an idiot and I'm ashamed of myself because you were right and I was wrong. So that blame thing just doesn't work, so then you're left with frustration. I've been in this situation before where it's just like this spiral of frustration because you can't blame the creator, but you have to deal with the frustration, and you have no one to blame. There's no one to blame. You can't blame yourself. Well, you're put in the position, and the creator has made you the way you are with the abilities you have, with the experiences you've had, with the makeup that you have, so you do the things you do. There's no one to blame. But you're left with frustration. So if you're frustrated with the creator, he understands. In fact, I think that he pushes us to be in that position. Like, I've been in a position where I've wanted to just be like, Creator, I love you. Abba, I love you. I think you're so awesome. I think you're so wonderful. You're my dream come true. You're the ultimate. You're what I've been looking for. Everything else around me fails and is faulty and is crappy, and I see holes in it. But I know there's nothing like that with you because you're the epitome of all things. You're ultimate. I love being in that place. But he pushes me. He pushed me to where I couldn't be in that place. He pushed me into frustration and being angry with him, and that made me more angry because I was like, I don't want to be frustrated with you. I don't want to be angry with you. But he put me there. So I had to deal with it. So, part of my whole point with this is he's doing it. He understands. If you're frustrated, if you're angry, he understands. Now, it would be stupid, I know for myself, it would be stupid to go away from him because what else is there? Crap. I mean, this world just has crap to offer. It has, it's like a floor that has holes all over the place, and you're not able to look down, so you never know where you're going to step. You never know if you're going to step in a hole that's going to drop you into a pit that's filled with stakes, or if you're going to step on solid footing. You never know. And the creator is the guide who goes, trust me, I will lead you through. And you say, okay, but it's dark and you can't see, and he's leading you through, and he leads you through in places that seem rough and bumpy and hurts. But you have to trust him, because what else is there? There is nothing else. So if there is nothing else, and he's leading you into a place of frustration with him, because you know he's ultimately responsible, well, of course you're going to be frustrated and angry, and he expects this. From my experience, it's like he's pushing you, going, come on already. I know you wanna. I know it's there. Would you just admit it? Would you just be honest and admit how frustrated and angry you are with me and with reality and with life and everything? How unhappy and disappointed you are? Would you just admit it and be honest? Because he can take it. I mean, oh my gosh, if he made all of this reality everything that is there anything that's going to surprise him? Seriously? No. He can take it. And he loves you, like super passionately loves you. He adored you before you were ever born. And he loves what he's doing with you and what he's going to do with you. And sometimes, I mean, if you're going through crap, and he loves that he's doing that with you, I mean, from our perspective, it's just like, you sadist. You must hate me. Because if you're doing this to me, if this is the way it is, then you must not love me. But we have limited perspective. We can't see that far. And I know this is true, and that's frustrating. That's frustrating to know that. Because I know it's true, and I know I have limited perspective, and I can't see the full picture like he does. And I know he's going to bring me to a good place. I know that's true whether I want to deny it or not, based upon who he is. In my mind, I know it's true, regardless of how I feel and what I experience. Because so much of the time, my feeling and experience is directly contrary to that, but I know it's true. So yeah, frustration and anger. And another thing is I know that so many people have it so much worse than me. And I'm just like, seriously? That's so wrong. But I know he knows what he's doing, and I know that he's made different people different ways. Some people have different strengths and weaknesses. The things that some people go through that to me just look devastating. They're like, oh, I can handle this. And to me, things that don't look that bad, they're like, oh my gosh, that looks so devastating. There's no way I could handle it. So, different people for different and different scenarios and they'd handle it differently. But still, I don't know. It's just me. So yeah, I mean, he can take it. He's not going to be surprised. He loves you passionately. I mean, it talks about in Revelation, I think it is, where it's talking about, I know you've been bearing up under a heavy weight, and that heavy weight was a stone that they would use to crush the chests of people so that the people could not breathe because the stone rock was so heavy. It was crushing them to death. And that's the phrase that's used there when he says, I know you've been bearing up under a heavy weight. I know you've been bearing up under a weight that's crushing you to death. I mean, he's called us to be crushed, um, some of us to be tortured, um, but I know that for any of us, it's not the end. It just, I really don't like that he's got that in this reality. I really don't like it. I really, really don't like it. But he crushes us and refines us. I mean, like, it's almost like we're his diamonds, you know, because you take, I think it's coal, and you take coal and you crush it and compact it and put it under intense pressure, and it makes a diamond, something beautiful and awesome. Well, I mean, that's what, you know, some people think diamonds are anyways. But, so he's crushing us to perfect us, but I don't think he expects us to enjoy the crushing process. I don't think he's that delusional or psychotic. No, I mean, I think he's expected, but we can be content, and that's another thing. You don't have to try and, I mean, this is my perception anyways. I don't have to try and like bolster myself up to be able to take it. I do that too much at a time anyways. But no, it's like he's like, I'm growing you, and I'm maturing you, and I'm going to do my process with you, and it's going to happen. Whatever you do, he's going to do it. Now, of course, I mean, there's the whole element of like our involvement in it, but even in that, he's the one that makes it happen. So he's the one that makes it happen in all aspects, whether it's our involvement, that he makes us be involved and gives us the effort to put forth, or whether he just does it. One way or the other, it all comes back to him. All comes back to him. So, my little rant on frustration. Thank you very much for watching. If you have anything you want to add to this, if you think I'm completely lost it, or if you think I'm just being whiny, feel free to leave comments, feedback, whatever. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you don't have a ton of days of frustration, but please be encouraged that if you do, that they're actually working for your benefit, which is frustrating, but that frustratingness is working for your benefit too. So it's all good in a way, I guess, and even though it's not. Anyways, I'm going to start. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, Gesundheit, bye, shalom.